Sex Party with Dustin Rybka special presentation. Sex Party with your host, Dustin Rybka.
Hello and welcome to Apocalypse of Love, the 2023 Sex Party Valentine's Day special. That's a mouthful. Valentine's Day, we're here. This is the special. We're doing it. But Valentine's Day is a little strange, right? I feel like we've established Halloween is horny. We did a special on that. Christmas is horny. We did a holiday special on that. But Valentine's Day, it feels like half of everyone is pissed, is not with it, thinks it's corny. And the other half, they sort of feel like maybe this is all right. How do you feel about Valentine's Day? With me to break down what the fuck is going on with Valentine's Day for this special, two amazing, amazing people. One, Chi Love. She's a certified matchmaker and dating specialist. You might remember her from back in episode 4. She helped me launch Sex Party. 2, Stevie Bowen. She is the founder and author of The City of Dating. These people are experts. I am not. I just cause chaos and have conversations. We're going to get to the bottom of this Valentine's Day thing, or maybe we just might come up with more questions. I will let you decide. There are 2 conversations ahead of you. The first one with Chi Love.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Chi Love, welcome back to Sex Party. Well, welcome to the Sex Party Valentine's Day special, right? Like, yes. I'm excited to see you again. I'm excited that, out of everybody that I could have got for the special, I'm really, really happy that I got you and that you're here. How are you doing?
I'm fantastic. I'm so good. I'm really glad to be here. I love interviewing with you. I love talking to you. So it's good. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think, first of all, thank you. That means a ton. I love interviewing you, talking with you. If people will remember, about a year ago, you actually helped me launch Sex Party. You were episode 4. The first 4 episodes were dropped on the same day. And you are a matchmaker, but not only just a matchmaker, you're like the matchmaker, right? Super professional, killing it, really getting in there, getting yourself up to your fucking neck in trouble, trying to get these people together, right? How is that going? How is the matchmaking game right now?
Yeah, so matchmaking is going really, really good right now, but that's usually how it goes, especially around the holidays. You always see a surge. Most matchmakers do in September, October, leading up to the holidays, and then all the way through February. Right before Valentine's Day. That's usually when it's the busiest. So I'm extremely busy, but extremely grateful for my clients and the people that I'm meeting and connecting with. I love what I do. So it's going really well. It's going really, really well. Thank you for asking.
So, okay, is that like people, so do people get like freaked out? Like New Year's, after New Year's, like, oh my God, Valentine's Day, fuck. Like I need a date. Cause you're someone you're trying to find people, their husband or their wife, right? And like that's what I think sets you apart, at least to me, right? Because you're very serious about it. Like if you're not in this for potential marriage, I can't help you. Like that's kind of like your thing. And so I'm wondering, does it seem like with Valentine's Day that people are just more desperate because they want to be a part of Valentine's Day, that they're just like, do you worry that maybe they're not as serious about being marriage minded because of Valentine's Day? Or do you think?
I think society as a whole puts a lot of pressure on people. And a lot of the holidays that we celebrate have a lot to do with purchasing, right? A lot of it's like money. Like roses will be like 10 times for what they usually cost just because it's Valentine's Day. So I think that there is a applied pressure socially to a lot of people that are single, right, during that time. But I also feel like people are just realizing, oh, wow, it's about to be the end of the year and I'm single. Yeah. I want to change that. So let me get on this. Let me actually take my dating life seriously. That word desperate, I've seen desperate people, yes, of course. But I do think that it comes from a longing and desire and self-awareness. Like, okay, this year was great. I did a great job on my own, single, cool. But it would be nice to share my life with someone. let me see what that would take or require. Let me think about working with the matchmaker, you know? So that's how I feel. But I do think that there is definitely a social pressure from society.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, I mean, I just think that the rules for Valentine's Day are a little different, and they are set by society, right? I feel like we do look down on people like that are alone. I mean, I don't, but like societies, I spent many Valentine's Day alone, right? And I think that everybody has whatever, but like, I think society does put this like weird kind of fucking pressure, like you said, that if you don't have someone on Valentine's Day, like you're a fucking loser, right? And I think that'll drive anybody to the dating apps, to the matchmakers like yourself. So I was just wondering if you get a flux of people that like, you're like, well, you're not really marriage minded. I can't help you. I could tell you're just looking to check that box, right? Does that happen? Do you have to turn people away?
I have to turn people away, yes, but I haven't had to do that in a while. I'm really open, honest, and direct. So either you are or you're not. I do have a couple of clients that are open to marriage, but not hell bent on getting married, if that makes sense. But marriage is something that they may be open to. They're just not pressed. But those are the clients that are divorced. Some divorced clients, like, you know what, been there, done that. But I always encourage them to be open. Okay. Right. Just because that last experience wasn't ideal doesn't mean your next one won't be, you know? So just focus on being positive, because what we put into the universe will come back and bite us in the ass if we're not careful. So I always want people to have a positive mindset when it comes to dating, even though it's frustrating, take it one day at a time and have fun. Life is short. Life really is short.
Yeah. And I feel like you love holidays, right? If I remember correctly, you're a holiday person.
I am. I hate that I am, but you know, I'm a sucker for romantic shit. I just love it. I still like cry when Jack floats to the bottom of the ocean in Titanic. Like, I'm still like, no. So, you know, it's me. I'm always going to be that way. But I also think that love, as cliche as it is, should be celebrated all the time, not just on Valentine's Day. So there's that component of it too. And even though I'm not extra religious, I do like some holidays because it brings people together. And I think that's what it's really all about.
Okay, so you're a fan of romance, clearly. We know your favorite movie is Hitch. We've established that from the last time you're on the show. You love the holidays. So as holidays go, right, where would you rank Valentine's Day?
Ooh. Oh, goodness, that's hard. Because I'm a matchmaker, that's my favorite holiday.
Yeah, I know. But like personally, like, okay, let's take yourself out of the matchmaker persona for a second. Like, personally, like, is Valentine's Day like in the top 5 for you? Is it like a solid 2?
And also in the top 5. So I am a big fan of Thanksgiving. I do not, however, I want to make this very clear. I do not like the fake meaning behind Thanksgiving, because if you look at the history, Thanksgiving ain't shit. I'm gonna just be real.
Yeah.
However, I love the fact that there is a day designated to expressing gratitude. Even though you should express gratitude all the time, literally you get together with family and friends and you talk about what you're thankful for.
Right.
You show your appreciation, your gratitude. And I don't think people do that enough.
No, they don't.
So
that's fucking bullshit. Yeah. It's pretty bad. Yeah, Thanksgiving is like incredibly violent, you know, like the history and all that stuff. But like, I don't know, we're just like eating like yams and shit now or whatever. I get it. It's cool. Okay, so Valentine's Day is what number is it for you? I'm gonna press you until I get an answer because I need to know this. Valentine's Day special.
You know what? So top 5, I would say for me, Thanksgiving, Christmas, because I do love to give. So Thanksgiving, Christmas, Valentine's Day, Halloween, and Kwanzaa.
Okay.
And I think Halloween before Kwanzaa, but I like to dress up, and that sounds horrible, but I'm just being real. But I love everything that Kwanzaa represents for my people. Yes.
For sure.
I do like to dress up though. I like to be I could be whoever I want to be, whenever I want to be that person. But it's nice to like put a costume on and just go out and pretend like I'm young again, even though I am still young. You know what I mean? I like to dress up.
No, I think Halloween is incredible. And I think, Valentine's Day gets a bad rap, I think, because people like I've dated women in the past who have told me like, I hate Valentine's Day. It's fake. It's da-da-da-da. And I'm like, okay, like this is different. All right. And then I've dated people who are really big on Valentine's Day. It's very important, right? What are some of the things again, from your matchmaker mind, from your personal mind, let's merge the two. Chi Love, right? What are some of the things that are important to you personally on Valentine's Day? And then I have a follow-up.
Yeah, I just like when something is done. I think that should be done on all cylinders. In every relationship, every dynamic, it's important to do something. Now, there are going to be some people like you discussed are, But I feel that, it's a day where there's going to be love in the air and celebration of love. So just do something, even if it's just a single rose or dinner or even cook at home, watching a romantic movie together. Just do something. Mm-hmm. Just do something.
Yeah.
Just do something. I feel like people just want to feel appreciated and valued. And I think that little things go a long way to expressing your love for that person. Although, again, I have to say this again, love should be expressed and appreciation should be shown all year round. However, that day, I do think that you should add a little something extra. It doesn't have to be nothing over the top, but it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt at all.
Right. Yeah. So do you think that is Valentine's Day a horny holiday? Are people like extra horny on Valentine's Day, would you say? Or is that like sort of a myth? Right? Because like some people get stressed out about the fucking gifts and the chocolates and the giant bear and all that fucking shit, right? So they forget that like you should be extra horny. I think you should be extra horny on Valentine's Day. But like, do you think that Valentine's Day is like a horny holiday?
I think it can be seen as a horny holiday. A lot of people make love on Valentine's Day or fuck. Whatever you want to call it. I just feel like if you're horny, you're horny, especially if your relationship is going good and you guys have great sex. Like, you're going to fuck when you want to fuck. You're going to make love when you want to make love. You're going to throw it down when you want to throw it down. You're going to bust it wide open for that one who's being consistent with you. If the communication is on point and it's Valentine's Day,
yeah,
eggs will be spreading. It's just a lot of people, when they feel that affection and desire for that person, relationship is going great, they're going to want to get down on both knees. You know what I mean? Right. Especially when a woman is being treated correctly and consistently, there is nothing she won't do for that right person in her life. And there's some men too that will pour out their hearts and souls. Society makes us think that men have to be all extra, like, I don't have feelings and emotions and everything, but they like to express themselves too, especially if they're with someone that's truly building them up and making them feel like the king that they are, you know? So yeah, horny comes, horny goes. I do think on Valentine's Day, some people get it in more so than the most, but the full moon, that's another thing that makes people horny as well. There's something about it. I don't know.
Is this Valentine's Day on a full moon? Are we headed into an apocalypse of love or what's going on?
All I know is that it's on a Tuesday. It's on a Tuesday this year.
Yeah.
Love on a Tuesday, any day of the week. So, I don't know if it's going to be a full moon, but right. I think people bust it wide open, and I'm wishing everyone a happy and healthy relationship, as many orgasms as possible.
Yeah. Okay? Yeah. No, fuck yeah. No, we love that. A great message for the sex party Valentine's Day special. Yeah, on a Tuesday, that's weird because, well, that means the Saturday before, no one will be able to get a cup of coffee anywhere, and there's no drinks, like, because every restaurant is jammed with reservations starting at 1 p.m. Right? So this, it's, yeah, and like, people still party up, I think, for Valentine's Day, like on a Tuesday. What, like, from a matchmaker standpoint now, right? Let's flip back. What would you say is like the ideal? And now everyone's different, right? But you do this shit right. You are like calling the restaurant. You're like mapping it out for them. You're showing them where to go. You do all of the fucking stuff and all the trimmings, and you're a fucking pro. You're a G. You do it right with your matchmaking stuff. So using that mindset, if you were to advise a man, a woman, a couple, whomever, right? They want to have a good Valentine's Day. They want to have a special Valentine's Day. They want to be horny. They want to be loved. They want to feel appreciated. What should their plans look like? Is it dinner and drinks? Is it this and that? What do you think?
Honestly, I think that both people should do something that sparks their hearts with joy. There's some people that love to eat, and there's some people that like to be more active. If you want to go and shoot some pool and then have dinner, cool. If you just want to have drinks and dance the night away, okay. But whatever that you do, just make sure that you're connecting with one another. Make sure you're having those deep conversations. Make sure you're expressing your gratitude to your partner. And if it's early in the relationship, you can always talk about where you see this relationship going. Like, I really like where things are going. I love the fact that my friends like you. I love the way you hold me. I love the way you touch me. Both men and women like to know what they're doing in their relationship. It can only strengthen your bond when you speak about the things that you're enjoying, about where things are going. A lot of people are like, oh, I don't want to do too much. Trust me when I say this, it's better to do too much than not do enough. Because if you do too much, somebody can tell you, what, I appreciate all this, but I'm feeling a little bit overwhelmed. If you don't do enough, that person's going to feel unloved, unwanted, and they're just going to feel like you're ungrateful, right? And I'd rather have someone be like, whoa, that's too much, chill out, than I don't know what you're thinking, I don't know what you're feeling, like, is this even working? Do you even want to be in this with me? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that a lot of people get scared to truly show and express how they feel because of past relationships and hurt. Oh, well, the last time I did this, they cheated on me, right? Or thought I was in love, but it wasn't, But we have to realize that when we're dating someone new, this is a fresh slate for you both. This is an opportunity to see where this can be. So don't hold back. Don't hold back. You could die tomorrow, and you want your partner to know exactly how you feel in that very moment, and make love as much as possible. And also communicate. If you like the way they stroke, tell them you like the way they stroke. If their lips are so soft and you love the way they kiss you, tell them. If you like to be choked a little, let them know you want to be choked a little. Don't be afraid to express your needs, wants, and desires in a relationship. And Valentine's Day, especially after some drinks or whatever, feel free to express whatever it is that sparks your heart with joy, whatever it is that you want your partner to know that maybe you've been holding back on, just express it. Because it's better, so much better when it's let out into the world and the universe rather than keeping it in.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like standing up and clapping for you right now. Like, that's fucking, that's amazing, right? That's why you're here, because you know how to frame it, say it, deliver it in a way that people can relate to it. But like, everything you said is like dead on, right? And not just for Valentine's Day, for like fucking life, right? And we love that. That's why we love you so much, because you got that. You really know, not only like the piece of it to like put two people together, but like how to actually make them feel connected, right? And I think that's your experience as a matchmaker, as a woman, as a person, and that's why I advise everybody to go follow you, because like, you really know your shit. You mentioned a couple things that I think are really interesting, and you kind of answered some of this, but if someone is nervous, right? You said play pool. I want to go play pool. It'd be cool, right? And they're like, I want to go play pool. I want to go to the movies or like whatever, right? I want to go to fucking Arby's or something. I don't know why I always mention weird restaurants when you're on, but like whatever, right? And they're worried that's too low ball, right? They want to impress. So your advice then is go big or go home, right? Because I think some people get nervous.
Yeah, and that's the thing. So there's nothing wrong with having a conversation with your partner, because what happens is, as individuals, we do too much in here. Like, we just, oh, what if this is too much? What if this is too little? Have a conversation. I was thinking of Arby's. However, I'm also open to Red Lobster if you're feeling like some fish tonight. Something like that. Or honestly, I love playing pool. And you can even like flirt and do some like healthy competition. Like, I'm going to whoop your ass tonight in pool. Then I'm going to whoop your ass when we're fucking, something like that. Kind of mix it up a little bit, that whatever, just be playful about it. But it is okay to make suggestions to your partner. There's this misconception that the man has to plan it all. And yes, a lot of women do like when a man takes charge and takes initiative. But fellas, it is okay to ask a question like, babe, I was thinking about doing this, but I'm also open to this. What would you like? Because these are the two things I'm thinking of. And then all that pressure is off of you. And then you actually value her opinion, right?
Yeah.
And she loves that. She would love that, because you're taking the initiative. You're still trying to plan something out, but you're also trying to see, okay, well, what will work best for you? Now, she already told you, I love playing pool. It's my favorite thing. I love that healthy competition. Then just go play pool. And you guys can talk it out then. But people live too much in here. Like, get out of your head and step into your heart and have a conversation with your partner. It'll be all right.
Yeah, I mean, and if Arby's is your thing, great. If Red Lobster is your thing, great. But like, maybe stay away from Chili's, or whatever, unless you have a gift card. Sure.
Chili's, actually.
Yeah. Well, the last time you were on, the name of the episode was.
And I loved it.
Yeah, no, it's great. Chili's 2018, episode 4. Everyone should go check that shit out. It's amazing. But I do think that there's pressure there, and a lot of people are worried about am I gonna go in too little? Am I gonna go in too high? What is she gonna think? And you're right, like asking your partner sounds simple, but I think a lot of people just think they feel shitty about doing it. It seems weird, right? It's like having that conversation, like if it's a new relationship though, it is a little awkward to ask, like, what are we?
No, it's not.
Okay, see, this is why I love your hair.
It's all about how you present it. It's all about your delivery. Like, baby, I've been thinking I really would like to do this, but I'm also open to doing this. I'm down for either or. What are you down to do? Because I'm down for either or. These are the two things I was thinking. What do you think? You know what? I actually love that. Let's do both. Cool. You know what I mean? But it doesn't hurt to get their opinion on something. Like, there's so much pressure on us to like, oh, I have to plan everything I have to do. It is okay. But you have to have a plan. Have some type of plan and take initiative. Yes. But there's nothing wrong with asking how they feel about it. Nothing wrong with that at all. You know?
Yeah.
Nothing. But if you say like, I don't really know what you want to do. What do you want to do? I don't really have any thoughts. I mean, we could do whatever. That's different. Like, of course, pussy dry, like nothing.
Yeah.
Like, okay. But like expressing yourself and saying, I would really like to take you to a nice fancy restaurant, but I heard that you also like pool. We had a great time last time. Are you okay with doing that and then going to this restaurant? Are you down for Arby's, Red Lobster? Like, what are you feeling like?
Sure.
We can go to steakhouse. I'm down for whatever. I don't eat meat. Okay, well, there you go. Right. But having that conversation will just open the door to make you learn more about your partner. Don't be afraid to open up your beautiful mouth and speak. Your partner wants to know what you're thinking.
Mm-hmm. No, I love that. I love that. And I think too, like, even if with all of that gorgeous setup and advice that you just gave, even if they're a little nervous still, right, to like be direct, there's probably some sneak questions that they could ask to figure out like what they can do and what, like, can you give some of those examples of like little ways they could like trick their partner into getting information to plan a good Valentine's Day?
Yeah, like you can ask them how they feel about like being active during the day. Like, are you the type of person that would rather like go out to eat, because I know you like to eat, or you want to do some healthy competition? I like saying healthy competition because, some competition can be kind of a little bit too much.
Toxic.
So healthy competition, and just see like, because you can find out that they don't want to do any of that at all. Or maybe they want to do something that involves both of you two, like going to an escape room where you can use your mind. Other people, not so much, but you don't know until you have that conversation. So just kind of fishing and finding out things that they like to do, things that they enjoy, or maybe even trying something that they've never done. Maybe they want to try with you, like a hot air balloon for one. Maybe they're terrified of heights. Now's your chance to find out. So, because that's a romantic thing that some people really want to do that they've never done. Yeah. And other people, absolutely not. Don't put me up there. Yeah. So you don't know until you have the conversation. So I think those are kind of the sneaky things that you can ask.
Yeah. And I mean, it's probably best to figure out whether they have a fear of heights or not before you book a hot air balloon in February.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So with Valentine's Day comes a lot of like the hallmarky kind of cornball-y things, right? We talked about a little bit like chocolates and heart-shaped boxes, right? Fucking giant teddy bears. I'm seeing a lot of weird like balloon things that are happening now, whatever. What is your personal? And now we're switching back to the personal. Actually, you can answer it in whatever hat you want to wear for this, preferably both. But do you think like the corniness of Valentine's Day, is that something that you think works? Is that something that you're into, or should people go for like, I kind of feel like I should maybe go a little more like scaled down and more romantic, right? What do you think like in a new, because it's easier in a relationship that you have been in for a while, you should know, right? Hopefully, but in a newer relationship, should we go big and corny or should we go dark and mysterious?
I think a combination of both works, because then it's not too over the top, or they're just like, whoa, why is this bear the size of my ass? Versus nothing at all. Like, you got me one chocolate, like a Hershey Kiss. What the fuck am I going to do with that? Because you want to make them feel important enough that you put thought into this. But some people might be overwhelmed. And there's some people like, if you don't give me the sun, the moon, and the stars, then I'm going to think you're not interested. So really taking the time to learn who your partner is important. Love languages is key as well. If they're telling you like, I'm more of a quality time person, but also like acts of service, and there's somebody that needs to see you do things for them, and it can be small things that equal something really big, but being consistent. That's a hard question to answer only because people are so different. But I feel like a little bit of both, like adding some mystery, but also being sweet and romantic and suave is nice, but you're not going to learn or know until you actually try. You got to put something out there. I don't encourage anyone to like shrink themselves or like, oh, I'm not going to do anything too major. I'm gonna just keep it really, really, really low key, because that might come off as you didn't plan anything or think anything. Again, it's better to go over the top than to be less than satisfactory. Like to just be like, I don't even have a word for it, but just like, really, you did nothing. Do something.
And like, do you encourage people to like wear red, wear pink, right? Oh, it's Valentine's Day, you need to celebrate it. Or is that like kind of like cheese ball, right?
Here's what you wear. I mean, that's my favorite color. So I might throw on a red dress or anything, because I like the way it looks on my skin and everything. Yeah. It's my favorite. But, you can just do whatever makes you feel good and sexy. If you have, like, if a gentleman has a blazer or like an outfit that makes them feel good, a button up where they just feel like they're king, you know what I'm saying? Then wear that shit. If a woman has an outfit that makes her feel good and sexy and desired, wear it. Just wear it. Whatever you want to feel, whatever makes you feel loved or desired, whatever makes you feel good and sexy, you put that on and you wear it. You wear it with pride. So I don't really care about the colors. Just be you and have fun, but make sure you love the way you look.
Okay, so what are you doing for Valentine's Day? We haven't discussed your personal stuff. We're gonna lead into this part of it now, right? So like last time you were here, you were in a relationship. I believe that is no longer. I'm not sure where we are now. So are you in a relationship? And we'll start there.
I am in a relationship. I'm in a very happy relationship, very happy, healthy relationship. I met him on MySpace when I was 17. It'll be a year in a couple of months. Holy shit. Wow. He's amazing. He's amazing. He told me specifically, because he knows how I feel about Valentine's Day. He doesn't know what time he's getting off, but we're going to do something. And he was like, are you okay with dinner? I was like, I'm more than okay with dinner. So I don't know exactly what we're doing, but we're going to do something. And I don't even care what we do. I just like being with him. He's such a good man.
Okay. No, congratulations. That's amazing, right? Do you think that he feels nervous because he has to plan the Valentine's Day for like the top matchmaker in the state or what? Like that's got to be a little nerve-wracking for someone who's in a newer relationship, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't feel like he feels really, really nervous about it, because even though I am a matchmaker and dating specialist and all that jazz, like it doesn't take very much to impress me. It's more about his character. Like this man has done so much for me in such a beautiful and loving and kind way that I really don't need to ask him for things. Like even me being an entrepreneur and going over or after everything I love, he's always been the provider in this relationship and never really asked me for anything. So he could just give me a carrot and a smile and smack my ass and tell me he loves me. And I'm just like, okay, because he's done so much, like on the regular, like he's genuinely an appreciative person. He never goes a day without telling me that he loves me, that he cares for me, that he appreciates me. Like, I'm just so grateful. I'm so grateful for MySpace for bringing us together 17 years ago. And here we are now. And my relationship is beautiful. But yeah, he's definitely going to take me out to dinner. We're going to eat. We like foods. We're going to eat. So,
but you're not going to Arby's though.
No, we're not going to Arby's.
So where would you prefer you go to dinner? What kind of restaurant? At least that.
So we both like Italian food. I'm not really much of a steak person, but he enjoys a good steak every now and then. And he's fighting, like he's training to fight, like MMA, martial arts, that type of thing, kickboxing. Sure. So he is watching what he eats. So I think we're going to go to like, I see us going to like some type of steakhouse or Italian restaurant and like drinking some wine. But you know what? I also see us going to like The Rock and having wood fried pizza with buckets. If you've never been to The Rock, wood fried pizza, you should, and get a bucket. It's amazing. It's way too much liquor in a bucket. Literally, they give you a bucket. Limit 2 per person. Anyway, I have fun with him wherever we go, no matter what we're doing. And I'm grateful for that. So.
Well, next year we'll get the bucket place to sponsor the Valentine's Day special. That sounds amazing. I would just go there by myself and have a couple buckets. I love that. I love that. So being a matchmaker, or even in your personal, you can pull from wherever you want. Cause I love when you're on the show, we get these fucking amazing stories. You told a couple last time about some wacky things, some wacky requests people had. Do you have any sort of like funny or even like horror stories about your past in Valentine's Day, or like maybe some clients who maybe had some strange requests, or maybe the date didn't turn out? Like, we need something silly. It's the Valentine's Day special, so I need to know.
Yeah, so very awkward. Well, actually, one of them isn't really awkward. It's kind of understandable, but I did have a former client of mine, database member, who explained to me that if she is not a Marvel fan, the relationship won't work out. That was one of his requirements. And then he said that if she's a DC fan, it only has to be because of the Joker, Harley Quinn, and Batman. And so I'm talking to this gentleman about finding his wife, and he was looking me dead in the face. And I was like, oh, wait, he's serious. Like, dead in the face. He didn't smile or anything. He was like, yeah, that's what I want. She has to be a Marvel fan. But the only exception is, I was like, what? So that was interesting. I had another woman that told me that she won't date any guy that wears white socks.
That's a lot of dudes.
Yeah. So then I paused and I was like, so you want me to check their shoes like during the consultation when I'm screening them? She's like, oh, I didn't think about that. And I just looked at her and she looked at me. It wasn't a good fit. So we did not go on to work with each other. But I've never heard anything like that before in my life. I've heard this one woman tell me that he can't have long pinky nails. No other fingernails she mentioned, just the long pinky nail. So I learned what that means. Anyway, so those are the three really interesting things. But a day in the life of, I hear so many different things all the time. And
Sure.
my goal is to just match you with someone that you can see yourself saying I do to, regardless of their socks or fingernails.
Right. Or habits.
Yeah.
Okay, so you mentioned I do, right? And this leads me to my final question for you, because we used to see a lot of this around Valentine's Day, a lot of it. Now it sort of feels like it's kind of pivoted to Christmas. I'm not sure, but people proposing on Valentine's Day, right? Is this a good idea or is this bad?
Honestly, propose when you want to propose. You can propose in the middle of the night when she's asleep and you're just like, oh, her snore is so cute. You can propose on her birthday, on his, whatever the case may be. Just propose when you feel led to propose. A lot of people say before the holidays because like, oh, so romantic. But really, whenever you want to propose, just propose. I don't think it's a good or bad idea. It's kind of cliche in a sense, but it's a beautiful thing regardless. You're asking someone to spend the rest of their lives with you. So just propose when you're ready to propose. But don't wait too long now because life is too short.
Yeah, no, for sure. Well, and even like people buying like expensive jewelry, right? Some people just have regrets because then that thing is always tied to that holiday, and if it doesn't work out, then they got to move on, and it's like, I hate Valentine's Day because I bought this $14,000 bracelet. So that's why I was asking, because you're a pro and you know all the things, and so I wanted to make sure. Sometimes I know you want everybody to get what they want and it's a positive thing, and we love the love and all of that. But I was asking because I think, I don't know, it is a little cliche, sure, but at the same time, then it's tied to that date,
Here's the thing. If you're going to make a major purchase, like an engagement ring, and you're so excited or whatever the case may be, whether that's an engagement ring or a diamond necklace, a nice watch, whatever the case may be, make sure you get that return policy on lock. Whatever they say, make sure you're okay with that. If it's only 50% that you get back, okay. If it's within 30 days, okay. If it's store credit, whatever they say, make sure you're okay with that. And if not, don't do it. Because I mean, that's going to be something that's going to be a burden on you. It's going to make you feel even worse. Because imagine them saying no, then you have this ring that you can't return. That's even worse. So just, make sure you get that return policy on lock.
Yeah, for sure.
My hope is that they'll say yes.
No, that's amazing. Any final advice for people headed into Valentine's Day 2023?
Yeah, I just feel like whatever your partner does for you, just be appreciative, because they could have done nothing. There's some people that wish they had someone to celebrate it with. So if you're single, just know that you are loved or you are worthy, and just be mindful of what you're putting into the universe, because if you truly want and desire love, it will find you, but you have to be ready for it. And if you are in a relationship, make sure it's celebrated in some type of way. Whether you think it's corny or cliche, just do something. It's just nice to be thoughtful and put some effort into something to show your partner, I really care about you.
Chi Love, we love you. Let's remind the lovers, the wannabe lovers, where they can find you, where they can work with you, where they can send you candy and money and all of the things.
Awesome. Okay. I love you too. I love all y'all. So my website is NYALoveanddating.com. Again, that's NYA, which stands for Not Your Average, not New York. NYALoveanddating.com. And then if you want to follow me on social media, I'd love to have you. You can find me on all major networks, TikTok, Twitter, Clubhouse even, at NYA Love by Chi. Instagram is what I'm on primarily. So follow me there. NYA Love by Chi. Thank you so much. This is so great.
Of course. Yeah. You'll be back in season 2. So, I can't wait to see you again. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hope you enjoyed that conversation with Chi Love. Chi is fucking awesome. She will be back in season 2 of Sex Party. We love her. Before we slide into the next conversation in the special, a bit of Valentine's Day trivia. Valentine's fact number 1. It is believed Valentine's Day started in ancient Rome with an ancient Roman sex festival known as Lupercalia. This was people gang banging in the streets, all sorts of stuff. Valentine's Day fact number 2, the bloodiest mob hit in history took place right here in Chicago in 1929 during Prohibition. 7 men were put against the wall and executed with hundreds of bullets. It was known as the St. Valentine's Day Massacre. So with that lovely information, you can take it and do whatever you want with it, but it's yours. Next up, Stevie, Bowen. It's an awesome conversation. Enjoy.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Stevie, Bowen, welcome back to Sex Party. Welcome to the Sex Party Valentine's Day special. How are you doing?
I'm good. Thanks for having me back. I'm excited. Happy Valentine's Day.
Yeah, happy Valentine's Day.
Is that okay to say? No,
yeah, we are totally here to celebrate whatever the fuck Valentine. We're going to try to figure out what Valentine's Day is. I feel like, with your empire, right? What you do, the city of dating. I feel like you're the perfect person to bring on the show and ask what is going on, because I don't know, growing up, I feel like Valentine's Day was a big deal. And then now I'm like, wait, is this a thing still? I have a sex podcast. We should probably do a special. So what do you think? What's going on with Valentine's Day?
God, you know what? I feel like there's mixed reviews on Valentine's Day. My personal take, and what I try to tell people, is that Valentine's Day is about love, whether that's with your friend, your significant other, with yourself. I think we break it down. You have Valentine's Day the day before, which is great, and that has great meaning behind it. But I'm also why don't we just celebrate it all on this one day? But as opposed to the whole Hallmark part of it, and the cards and the flowers and the chocolate and all the shit, all the CVS stuff that you see, I don't really fully buy into that part. But I think Valentine's Day, I feel like we should just celebrate love. The world needs more of that shit. So that's my first take.
Yeah, first take, hot take. We love that. CVS is it's totally a thing. I love how Valentine's Day has gone from Hallmark to CVS in one go. We're a fan. It is very CVS though, right? It is very there's a fine line between corny as fuck and that's kind of hot. And so, are people asking you, since you're the dating expert, hey, what do I do? Because there's a plethora of things going on. I'm in a relationship and it'll be our first Valentine's Day together. And she's like, oh, I'm a Valentine's Day person. And I've been in the relationship where I'm not a Valentine's Day person. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I feel like people have to be knocking on your door, banging on your email, right? Help me out. Do I buy her a gift? Do I give him a sex toy? What do I do? I feel like it's very confusing out here. So if you could sort of calm the waters a bit, maybe give some advice on how to attempt a Valentine's Day with a partner, right? It's kind of tricky.
especially when it's new. Like when you were saying, your partner right now is like, hey, she vocalized, I'm Valentine's Day present. I think that is where it all starts. If you're with whoever you're with, significant other, even if like you're maybe just starting to date someone, I think having that conversation of like what Valentine's Day is for you and what you usually do for Valentine's Day, I think is kind of the start. Because, if it means nothing to you and you just feel like you don't want to have that conversation, don't. But if it's weighing on your mind and you're like, what the hell are we doing? Are we going to dinner? Are we not celebrating? And it's something that's causing you anxiety, 100%, like your partner did, just be like, vocalize your needs and wants and be like, hey, I'm into Valentine's Day and I like to give gifts. But I think when it comes to the gift part, it's a little complicated. So you're like, how much money do I spend? What kind of gifts are we talking about here? Which is kind of a hard conversation. And I think that also plays into it of like, let's put like a $20 cap on it, or like, can it just be like a funny gift, something funky and little, maybe it's something stupid from CVS, but it's like, hey, I saw this, I thought of you. Let's be cute about it. But at the same time, I also think it's kind of a moment and a day for you guys to just like spend together. So maybe it's like, hey, let's not do gifts, but let's do some sort of experience. Let's go bowling. Let's mini golf. I don't know. Or maybe let's try out this new vibrator or something like that. Just like something to spice up the relationship a little bit.
Yeah, but that conversation is so fucking hard. Like that's like the Christmas conversation
so
all over again. Cause like nobody's
really
like,
is.
You start to have it and then you're like, no, it's okay. You can sort of back away from it. Like even someone who's like direct, like myself, I hate that conversation because it is like it's a non-sexy conversation. And then you run the risk of, am I going to buy them something and it's going to be too lowbrow? Am I going to go too high? How do I look if I spend too much and she doesn't, or vice versa? So I feel like that is a very difficult conversation. Like, can you give some tips on maybe how to ease into it? Or are you just like not an ease person? Like, fuck it. Just be like, I'm only spending. It just sounds so bad. Money. Yeah. And we're getting chicken wings. That's it. Like, I mean, that sounds terrible. Yeah.
I mean, I like to maybe ease into the conversation and let it flow. I mean, obviously it's coming up. Valentine's Day is coming up. It's something like a topic that is going to be between you and your partner. Even if it's like, you can even say like, oh, did you see the CVS stuff? Or, I'm talking about CVS a lot. Or like all the Valentine's Day chocolates or something like that, and kind of start the conversation and put that into their head a little bit. I think when it comes to saying like a price, I 100% get that, because it's weird. It's the Christmas all over again, like you were saying. And I think you need to more approach it as, first, do you want to get each other gifts? Let's set that tone first, because maybe you guys are like, let's not do that. And then you don't even have to worry about having that conversation. If either person's like, hey, I kind of want to get you a gift. Like I was thinking about getting you a gift. I think that maybe opens up, well, what kind of gift are you thinking? Like, is it more of just like a funky chill gift, or is it kind of a little bit more special? And you can even vocalize, be like, cause I want to like make sure that I get you something similar or on the same playing field. Like I don't want us to be like you said, someone's high, someone's low. And then we're kind of standing there holding the gifts like, fuck.
Yeah, and if they're wrapped, it's like a whole thing. You know what I mean? Like it's like it's bad. It's bad. And see, this is why I just like I don't have that conversation, because I'm like the furthest thing from an expert like yourself. I'm just like out. I'm like, this is what I'm doing, and I'm committing, and I'm going, and I'm doing it, and I don't give a fuck what happens. If I come in low, if I come in high, fuck it. Of course, you have that fear you're going to come in low, right? But like, for me, I just have to do it because I can't have that fucking fuck around conversation. It's like I'd rather do too much than do nothing. I've actually been in a spot where I sent someone flowers to their workplace. I was really trying in this relationship, and she just like, oh, put him over there with the others, like, you know, or with somebody else at center floor, right? And I'm like, I had somebody who worked with her was like in the restaurant. She's like waiting tables, and this like hand, I'm like behind the fucking stand with the woman, like, no, take the baby's breath out of there. What if we just went hot pink instead of red? Ooh, I like it was a whole thing. Flowers go to the woman, and she's just like, yeah, send him over to the side with the other three. And I'm like, oh shit. Yeah. So I've had that happen. I've also had some other wild shit happen on Valentine's Day now that I think about it.
You're actually kind of triggered by Valentine's Day is what it sounded like.
Fucking show's canceled right now. But I just feel like I still, even in that situation, I'd rather go for the gusto. Fuck it, man. Like, I'd rather come close to the bullseye than fucking throw it behind me. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but I think that's also a very valid attempt. I think that's, if that's what you feel comfortable doing, but you also know, like, hey, their reaction may not be what I expect, but you accept that, then why the hell not go for it?
Sure.
Put yourself out there. But I think for the people that are terrified of that, I think it goes back to just your love language. I mean, again, Valentine's Day is about love. Some people like gifting and giving little gifts. Some people like doing experiences with people, or maybe it's more intimate sexual things. I think you kind of need to go back and think about yourself, like, hey, what would I like to receive if I want to receive anything for Valentine's Day? And it doesn't necessarily have to be a thing, like something tangible.
Yeah. I mean, and if it doesn't work out, right? If what happens to me happens to you, or maybe worse, right? You can always just like pound a bottle of vodka and hit on her friend or something to make yourself feel better, right? Again, toxic advice from your toxic host. Do you think? Don't do that.
Let's not do that.
We're not doing that. I retract my fucking shitty advice. The vodka maybe, but like maybe just feel it out.
Totally. Or maybe like go, drink the vodka and like go hang out with your friends or something.
Yeah, that's really, we've really taken this to a sad place. We're in a very sad place. Now we're playing PlayStation. Yeah, what the fuck? Oh my God. We've ruined Valentine's Day. It's an apocalypse of love. So do you think, and this is, I ask this question every fucking holiday special, and it's becoming a thing. So whatever, but I think the answer you're going to want to give is like, well, of course, but like, let's think about this. Do you think Valentine's Day is a horny holiday? Because I have a weird answer. So,
this is hard. I kind of want to say no. I want to say no. Yeah, it's cheesy to me. Personally, I think if you think about it more just like Valentine's Day as a holiday, like that's not turning me on. I'm not feeling sexy.
Yeah, it's weird. It's super weird. When I was in the nightlife industry, you're just like a fucking vulture. You're like, what can I? Okay, 4th of July, what, anything, right? It's like an excuse. And with Valentine's Day, it's like, oh, pink, red, sexy, hot, like the sex toy company will sponsor. Like you have all these outlets, right? And then you throw this party, and I've thrown quite a few, and you're like, there's like no energy in this room. Everyone's sad. Like it's like, like what the fuck? It's a weird. It's sort of like New Year's in that way, where if it's not like really good, if the party's not really good, you're not at a good place in your life, your New Year's is fucked. Like, you're sitting at the bar thinking about somebody, what are they doing kind of thing. Valentine's Day works out the sort of the same way. And I just wonder why that is. Like, why can't we make Valentine's Day like hornier? And how do we do it?
I think because Valentine's Day just overall has a bad rap. Like just anyone I've talked to and just how it's come up in conversation like this year, especially with people who are like single or aren't dating, they're like, oh, like I fucking hate Valentine's Day. Like I just feel like there's so much angst around the day that even when you get into a relationship, you kind of keep that anxiety and you keep that like hatred along with it. Though you're like, I kind of can celebrate it, but it's still annoying me.
Yeah, I love it from like an aesthetic thing. You know what I mean? I feel like at one point before we like canceled the Victoria's Secret fashion show, like that used to fall around Valentine's Day and everyone would get together and like get drunk, like all the women and shit. And I thought that was great, but like now we don't have that. We don't have shit. And it's like it's just CVS out here. You know what I mean? So like that's where I'm at with it. I'm like, fuck. I mean, I think that I will have a romantic Valentine's Day. That has a lot to do with who I'm dating. And the ideas that I have, right, for a date, right? But I probably won't celebrate it on the day because I don't know if she'll be here or whatever. But like the idea of it, it's almost better not to do it because if you're out in the crowd, right, you're at dinner, it's like a fucking everyone's like looking at each other, like it's really kind of like sticky, gross. You know, that's what I think.
Yeah, I think especially when you're on like going out to dinner and there's just couples all around you. Like it makes me feel like when I go on a date to a bar that's like a date bar and everyone around you's on a date, and it just totally brings down the vibe. You just feel like you're just like in like a turnstile of like dates. You know what I mean? Like I like a revolving door constantly. And I feel like that's kind of the vibe of Valentine's Day when you go out to dinner. I mean, but you know, maybe if you want to do dinner, it'd be cool to like cook in or something like that, like on the actual day. But I agree with you, celebrating it on a day that's best for you two and not, I guess, on Valentine's Day could maybe make it a little bit more hornier.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the fucking triangle behind me is blue right now. This has never happened before on Sex Party, but it's a special, right? Let's make it red. Let's fucking make it. There we go.
Yes,
right?
There you go.
People have to check out the YouTube for that fucking Andy Warhol moment. But, you know, whatever. I think though, like it is, the cheese can work to your benefit depending on like how you get in there, right? Like notice neither you or I on the Valentine special is where I'm wearing black, for God's sake. Again, another YouTube moment for y'all. But like, where I feel like if you show up to, I mean, that's sort of a douchey thing, right? If I show up in like a express button down that's red, I already want to kill myself. I don't know what's going on.
Oh yeah. Don't do that. Don't do that. Like maybe you can have like a red beanie situation happening.
I can't do it.
You're like, absolutely not.
I can't do it. I mean, it's just a lot, you know. And I think I feel like you might be able to pull off like a burgundy blazer. I could see you like in a burgundy blazer or something situation, right? Like that would be cool, right? But to go full red, it's kind of hardcore.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of school, like when you're like in elementary school Valentine's Day. I feel like that's the most I feel like I've ever really celebrated the holiday is when you're giving out those little things to your crush and shit. And that's when you wear the pink. But again, like people have like the pink lingerie, red lingerie, which is like hot. And maybe that's how you want to celebrate it. That's your gift to your partner.
No, I love
like
that.
A sexy red lingerie situation.
Yeah. See, now we're fixing it. Yeah.
I think that's how you make it more horny and fun and sexy is like you go and like you want to feel good. So you buy like a nice hot lingerie piece and you just maybe you wear it out to dinner and you showcase it, or you just are at home and put it on.
Yeah.
Cook dinner in it.
Yeah, because like the red, the hot pink, the pink, whatever, even like some of the purple, right? You could work that in, like whatever. I mean, you could even do the trench coat thing, or you whatever, like
that's hot. Yeah. I like that idea. I like that idea. And then you can have the red lingerie underneath, so you're putting it in there. I like this.
Yeah, and I saw like one of obviously there's been a lot of incredible coaches on the show. One of them had a reel or something where she's talking about on Valentine's Day. Go to the bathroom, take off your underwear, come back, put them in his hand, right? Like at dinner, right? And like that's sort of a hot move. We could do some of that, you know? Yeah.
That kind of reminds me of the 50 Shades moment where she takes her underwear off at the table.
Yeah.
And then just hands it to him. I mean, if you really want to get crazy, you could totally do that if you're ballsy enough.
Yeah, no, I like that too, because then you're in the restaurant, everyone's dressed in the shitty outfits, and like you kind of like are making fun of it by how like, you know, being rebellious and sexy. Like I love that. Yeah. Like I would almost go purposely to a restaurant that's like full of shitty Valentine's people just to do that, right? Just to have that moment. We love that. That's great. But again, only if you're feeling up to it. Don't don't feel the need to try. That could go very bad. That could go
really bad.
Totally.
Yeah, you gotta feel comfortable.
Yeah. We're all about the comfort. I mean, you can take a chance, but like, again, you could flash everyone, in the restaurant. So that could happen. So this brings me to the question then. We've thrashed Valentine's Day. We're trying to save it now. Sure. What are you doing for Valentine's Day? Do you have plans? I feel like you might have multiple dates and you haven't committed to any yet. That's what I feel. But like,
No, you know what? I don't have any plans. I typically spend my Valentine's Day with my friends. Even if I'm kind of seeing someone, we usually will come over, watch a movie, eat a bunch of shit, and hang out. And I think that kind of goes back to like celebrating the other loves in your life. And I think if you're single, that's pretty great. I personally, if you're just dating someone for the first time, I don't think a Valentine's date or around a Valentine's Day is probably like the best idea. Especially if it's like 1, 2, 3 dates. It's I think it just feels weird. I think you have to kind of avoid the whole holiday together a little bit. Like maybe you can like give him like a piece of chocolate, but I think going on a date specifically on Valentine's Day with someone that you're not maybe, in a rolling relationship with is maybe a no-go.
Yeah, well, and you bring up a fun point with the candy, right? Because you can buy like those little hearts that say stupid shit on it, and you could send or drop it off or like whatever, and just be like, that's it. You're not getting a text that says happy about nothing, or maybe I don't know, like whatever. But that's interesting because I feel like people in new relationships, and again, this is why we're here, just to ruin your holiday, but also to give some value. And I think that is really interesting. So if it's between date 1 and 3, it's a no-go then for you.
For me. And I think in general, I think it kind of puts too much pressure on the new relationship, or like you're not even in a relationship. You're literally just dating and figuring each other out. Like I think when you put Valentine's in on it, it kind of puts a weird vibe. Okay.
So let's say that you're totally right. Let's say that it's date 4. And it's still new. It's date 4, right? It's still new, right? You're there mentally. I can see it. And so it's date 4. What kind of date would you want to go on? And it's on, he's like, I got to take you out. It's Valentine's Day. Well, so like, let's say like, what kind of date would you desire going on if you have to? You know what I'm saying?
If I have to. Yeah. Is this a date on the day?
This is on the day. You like him, he likes you. There's obviously a connection if he made it to the 4th round of tryouts and whatever. And so we're on date 4. It's not within your 1 through 3 thing, but like he's like kind of putting like, we got to go out. It's Valentine's Day. I like you or whatever. Right. Like what kind of date would you hope that it would be?
I would hope that it was something like an activity or like going to like going to play like pool at like a dive bar, something more casual. I definitely would not want a dinner to like go to and sit at, again, because we've already hashed that all out, but it's something I can like be active with. Maybe we go bowling or I don't know, something that we can be like cute and touchy with and a little bit more intimate at the same time, but like you're also out. So we're dating, like if he wanted to go on a date,
Okay. So low key.
Yeah.
Low key.
Yeah. If he did like a whole thing on Valentine's Day and it's like the 4th date, I think it would be sweet, but I definitely would be like, are we like, is this like a serious thing? Like if you're going to do this big, huge thing for me, like, are we like in a relationship sort of thing? Like, I think it would give off a different vibe.
Yeah, I mean, sure. But like, okay, so what if your worst nightmare happens? What do you do? Okay, so what do you do if the doorbell rings, right? And like you go downstairs and he's got the red button down shirt on and a bouquet of flowers, pink hot pink flowers, right? And he's like standing by a limo with the door open. Would you just panic and like bolt, or like, do you get in? Do you say this is weird? Like what's your,
I think I definitely would walk up to him and say, is this like, are you being serious? Or like, is this like a joke? Like, cause I would need to know how to proceed. Either way, I'm getting in the limo, but I would need to know how to approach the situation. Cause if it's a joke, then fine, let's go on and have this jokey Valentine's Day night. Like, that's great. But if this is serious, then I'll still go on it, but I'm going to be a little cautious the whole time.
Yeah, and like also like when you open the door or when you get in, there's like this huge giant stuffed bear, and he's like, you can just move him over. I got that for you. And it's like some 6 foot tall like teddy bear or something, right? Like,
yeah, yeah. I'm like, I don't even. If there's a bear in there, I don't know if I would go on it. Like, I think I would be like, this is a little much.
Yeah.
I don't know. Or like I would get in the limo, and then if, we're driving and I'd be like, why are you doing all this? Like, what is this for? Like, I think I would start to sort of question him and just be like, hey, what's this about? And get like his reasoning for the big, massive bear sitting next to me.
Well, maybe he's like, I'm just joking and we're just going to the pool hall. And then that's it. It's like like a 10-minute limo ride. He takes the red shirt off. He's got like a fucking t-shirt and whatever. You know what I'm saying?
That's like, awesome.
Yeah.
That's a dream. And if he's like, cause he's like getting me on of being like, oh, this is real. Then he's like, actually not, like, this is all a joke. I would be more into that than if it was a real actual, here's your bear. We're going on a 8-course meal dinner.
Yeah, that's super weird at a restaurant where everyone's wearing red. Have you had?
Would I have to bring the bear with me into the restaurant and have it sit next to me in a chair?
Well, yeah. I mean, if the limo's departing, but I mean, who would that would be like seating for 3 and it's you guys in a bear. I mean, that's fucked up. But I feel like you're gonna see that somewhere in New York City. I mean,
oh yeah,
there's a giant bear at the fucking table or under the table or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you see that. I mean, come on. I mean, people do love Valentine's Day, and whatever, more power to them. If that's how you want to celebrate, holding a bear while you walk around holding your partner's hands, do it. If that makes you feel good, who gives a shit what people think? I don't really want to do that.
Yeah, I mean, fuck us. Like, we're just being haters. Like, totally,
right,
we're fucking hating on this. So, like, it's you guys do you. Giant bear, chocolates, the limo. Hey, that shit's expensive. Fucking roll with it, right? Yeah. Have you had like in your early dating life? Because obviously you have like these Valentine's Day like rules and regulations that are set up, which I'm a huge fan of. Before all that, right? When you're younger, have you had Valentine's Day dates that were like kind of bonkers and weird?
No, I did accidentally go last year. I did accidentally go on a Valentine's Day with the guy that I was seeing. And we just didn't realize that on that Monday, it was Valentine's Day. Like, we had planned this date and we were supposed to go on the Friday, and he was like, oh, can you do Monday? And I was like, yeah, totally. That's fine. And I was talking to my friend. She goes, that's Valentine's Day. And I was like, shit, no, I don't. But he also didn't say anything that it was Valentine's Day. So I think we both mutually didn't understand that that's what had happened. So we went on a date. It was like a nice sushi date, but we didn't like discuss that it was like Valentine's Day.
Yeah, but you both knew it was, so that's weird.
Yeah. We both knew it was. Yeah, it was a little bizarre. I was like, I don't want to bring this up. So unless he brought it up, and he didn't, so we kind of just pushed it under the rug a little bit, which looking back at now, dating this guy was probably like a red flag. But that was probably the weirdest one. I haven't really been on like too many Valentine's dates. I'm not big on a Valentine's date just in general. Yeah,
you seem like in general, you seem like someone who just wants to like have like a fun, like low key date, not someone who's like, I need steakhouse fucking like whatever, or like weird, like we're gonna go rock climbing. Like I don't know, I could be wrong, but I just feel like you're very like show me what you really are into so I know kind of a dater. Is that correct?
Yes, exactly. I love like a nice dinner date. That's amazing. And I've been on those, but I do like to be like more things that like they're interested in or I'm interested in, or like a low key bar, like somewhere where we can actually like have a conversation and get to know each other.
Yeah. I mean, and I feel like that is kind of a innovator, not surprising it's coming from you, but it's kind of an innovator move, because in the beginning of a relationship in general, like, you know, you're meeting someone's representative and they're their best version, and it's the big dinners and it's the fucking performative sex and all these things. And then when the relationship starts, if you make it, if you get that far, if they con you in, right? Jesus Christ. And then those things stop. That's what you're upset about in a year or two. Like, you used to take me to Mastro's and, you know, fuck me for 3 hours. And like, it's just not happening anymore. And those are the sort of the letdowns. But if you're doing it your way, right? It's the pool hall. It's the fucking stale chips, maybe a cool sushi spot. Like, we love that. That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I think at the end of the day, like when you said, like when you stop going out to all these places, it's like, because like reality sets in and real life goes into the relationship, and that's just how it happens. That's a natural thing. Not saying that I do believe when you're in a relationship, you should continue to have dates. And like, maybe it is like you go out to a really nice dinner one time, but that shouldn't be what it's all about. Like, it's like going and doing things that the other wants to do. Maybe there's like a museum exhibit that they're into and they're like, hey, why don't you come along with me to that? Or, you know, a movie that they want to see, or just different things like that. I think being more like activity based, and not even activity based, you can go to a bar. Like maybe it's their favorite dive bar. Like it doesn't have to be some special bar where everyone goes to a date.
No, for real. Like, or like even like a fucking concert or like a little divey rock show or something.
Yes. A comedy show, things like that, you know, like things that you can chat about, and also like you can see like what they're into, what they think is funny, what you think is funny.
Yeah. Well, I mean, comedy show, that's a fucking underrated date. Come the fuck on.
I just went on a comedy show date. That's why it's on my head.
Really?
And I loved it. It's so much fun. It really is. It kind of gets everyone a little bit looser. Yeah.
After that fucking third drink too. They always have like a drink minimum, which is great because you have to drink. Like, well, guess we have to drink, like whatever. Not that anyone needs an excuse, but you know. So are we going to see this guy again? Did it go well? Was that date 2, 4, 6? Where are we at?
It did go well. Well, this guy is actually a consistent guy, but he doesn't live here. He lives somewhere else. I met him in December. In the city, and we've just been hanging out, feeling it out, and just going with the flow of it. I went to go visit him, so that's where we went to go see the comedy show.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
okay.
Real shit.
You're going to visit him. Wow.
Why did we go visit? And it was I've never done that before, so I kind of put myself like out of my comfort zone, and it ended up going really well. And I think it also shows like you just don't know, and you just kind of have to like go and do it. Like I just didn't think about it. He was like, why don't you come visit? And I was like, all right, here's booked my flight. I'm coming this day. And that was it.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're like, well, he doesn't live here. I was going to say, okay, minus 100 points, right? But now he got you to come visit him. We're adding on 100. So he's back to even. So I think this guy, I mean, this is great. This is fucking awesome. Yeah, good for you.
Yeah, we're hanging out. We're feeling it out. So, but you know, maybe because he doesn't live here, it's almost kind of nice because we're not on each other's all the time. Yeah. You know, we kind of can do our separate things, but it's definitely interesting. It's a new concept for me. I've never like sort of slowly dated someone who's not in the same place as me. So it's new territory, but it's good. It gives me new perspectives, new lessons, and new things that I can share with people, which is awesome. But it's going well. And we haven't discussed Valentine's Day, but that's because I haven't discussed Valentine's Day. It's not something I'm really looking to do, but he has talked about coming to come visit me during that time. And everyone's like, oh, is it for Valentine's Day? And I'm like, No, like it's not. It's just to see each other.
How could it not be though? I feel like you're in denial.
I know.
I feel like you're in denial.
I know. Maybe I am in denial. I don't know. I just, I'm not a big, I'm not a big Valentine's Day person. I don't like to put emphasis on it.
Yeah.
I think I would rather put emphasis just like on like a regular day, like a great day or a date that we have together.
Yeah, no, I mean, unless he shows up with the red shirt and the limo and the bear, right? Like if that happens.
I mean, I would have to let you guys know if that happens. That
please,
would be pretty crazy.
Take your phone out and take a picture and be like, oh, I'm excited, and then fucking send it to me so we can blow it up. And
oh, I will. Oh, I definitely will. Yeah.
So yeah, because that's fucking, that would be just, or anything even similar. I need to know. Sorry, I need to know.
Oh, I will.
Okay.
I will let you know.
Amazing. Okay. So I want to play this game. This is probably going to go disastrously. I've never done this, but like, fuck it. It's the Valentine's Day special. It's called Liar Liar. I just came up with it like 22 minutes ago. So I'm going to make a statement. I'm going to look at you. I'm going to look at you. I'm going to look into the camera and I'm going to make a statement about Valentine's Day, something personal. Okay. You are then going to look at my face and listen to what I've said. And you're going to, and I'm going to try not to laugh, but who knows? And you're going to say, I think that's true, or I think that true or false. Cause I'm either lying or I'm telling you the truth. Right.
Okay.
What I would do during this, just so we don't just fucking like derail the whole thing. Well, I mean, who cares? Let's derail the whole thing. But you should think of something that when it's your turn, right? A truth or a falsehood that you want to say to me, because then I'm going to have to do it to you. I'm going to have to. There's no prizes for this. So it's totally pointless. It's
around Valentine's Day.
Yeah. Like, just a statement about Valentine's Day that's about yourself. Like you'll see what I'm about to do, right? Because I had mine unfairly picked, ready to go.
Yeah, that's unfair.
It is unfair. Well, I'm trying to buy you time right now to think, right? Because why would I warn you that we're gonna play a game beforehand? I don't know. Okay, so here we go. Liar, liar.
All right.
Stevie Bowen, is this statement true or false? Here we go. This is where the dramatic music would start if we had the budget. We do not. So I once had a threesome on Valentine's Day. True or
true?
False. False, but it was actually on St. Patrick's Day because I am trash. So
wow.
Yeah. But I mean, it's like, you got close. Like there was some truth. I think every good lie has truth to it, right? So you just repurpose it. Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
God, I'm like kind of nervous now. That was such a good one.
Yeah, it's unfair.
Okay.
It's unfair.
That is really unfair. That is really unfair.
Yeah.
All right, let me see.
This is great. I love this. The tension.
All right. I'm trying to think of a good one. You had a really good one just then. All right. Okay. All right, I'm ready.
Okay. Shoot. Go for it.
Okay. On Valentine's Day, I went home with this guy, and it was a one-night stand, and the condom got stuck inside me.
Okay, I feel like this is false. Okay, I feel like this really happened, but not on Valentine's Day because you told you told.
I know, no, I did tell you guys that. Oh my god!
So you blew that. Okay,
I blew that. That was so bad.
I think it's classic.
I absolutely blew that. I'm sorry. I'm shit at that game.
Yeah, that was unfair of me to pull that. I mean,
that was horrible.
No, I think
that was.
I mean,
bad.
It's a classic moment. Sex party.
It was classic, and you made me think I was in the sex mind now. They were talking about threesomes.
Yeah.
I was like, what's the bad thing that happened to me?
Right. Yeah. Because the St. Patrick's Day massacre, as I like to call it, it was just like a drunk. It was like a drunken. It was, I've had threesomes that have gone really great, and I've had threesomes that are like, what the fuck is happening? This is fucked.
Yeah.
And that was one of them. Because like St. Patrick's Day, what fucking trash ball does it then? I do, I guess. I don't know. Whatever. So it was like. And I saw what you did there. You tried to take, You try to do what I did, which is great, right? That's how you win in this game. You tried to take a fucking truth, make it a lie, and sell it to me, and you bombed. But like
I fully bombed. I already told you my worst Valentine's Day date. You know, I was like, shit. I have nothing else to pull from.
No,
here.
I mean, I think it's fucking great. I loved having you here for the special. I really want you to come back in season 2 of Sex Party for a full episode.
Yeah.
Stevie, Bowen, let's remind these sad people who have just had their whole holiday just wrecked by us. Where can they find you? Where can they buy all of your things? Where can they find the posters to put up on their wall? Buy the book, everything. Tell them.
Yeah. It's at The City of Dating, all socials, Instagram, TikTok, thecityofdating.com is where you can shop the book. And we have a mini concept store, more product coming. So yeah, The City of Dating everywhere. Just type that in, we'll come up.
Yeah, go buy all her stuff. And make sure you guys follow her on Instagram because it's good. Yeah. It's good stuff. It's valuable. I feel like in 23, 24, I feel like we're going to be seeing a lot of The City of Dating. That's my personal intuition. So there you go.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. I'm ready for that. Manifesting that.
Totally. It's fucking coming. I don't think you, I just don't think that you can stop that train. It's like, it's coming.
It's happening.
Yeah. Thanks for being here. We will see you soon.
Thank you for having me. Happy Valentine's Day, everyone.
Okay, that's it. That's curtains on the Valentine's Day special. What do you think about Valentine's Day? Are you horny for it? Is it a horny holiday? Are you into it? Let's do it. Are you against it? Is it corny? Is it trashy? No, thank you. Do you think that potentially Valentine's Day just needs a bit of a facelift, a little work? It can be saved. Let me know in the comments, in the DMs. Shout it at me on the street. Thank you so much to Chi Love for being a part of this special. Thank you so much to Stevie Bowen for being a part of this special. Thank you both for putting up with me. If you guys are loving guests like Stevie, like Chi, you want more Sex Party, you can catch Sex Party in its regular time slot every single Wednesday. We are not taking a break. We're going right into season 2 after season 1. But if you're appreciating it and you want even more, and you're listening to this special on platforms like Apple and Spotify, you can subscribe to the show. You can also leave a rating. You can leave a review. You can tell your friends. You can tell your mom. You could tell your mom's boyfriend, Dan. If you're watching on YouTube, I love you. I see you. You're important. It means a lot. If you're watching on YouTube, you can subscribe to the channel. You can like the video. You can leave a comment. Guys, send me DMs. Talk to me. I'll see you right back here next week.
Thanks for listening. The party continues next week. Click subscribe and let's make this a regular thing. Follow the show on Instagram and Twitter @SexPartyFM. Follow Dustin @DustinRybka.